Talk about journey. Tell us about your travels. So you are currently, so when you and I first met, you were in Hawaii, right?
I was in Hawaii. Yeah. Then I think that the second time we spoke was in Mexico City, and now I'm in Medellin, Colombia. So yeah, I've been traveling around the world for the last 6 years. As you mentioned, right? I went to Vietnam to teach English, but I didn't want to do that forever, but still wanted to stay living abroad. So that's how I kind of got into the Amazon world. Launched a product or two, um, but quickly realized that I had a very natural affinity for listing optimization, marketing, stuff like that. So kind of switched gears to Guava Listings, the Amazon SEO and marketing agency. And from there, yeah, I've just been able to, I was in Vietnam for 4 years, Thailand for a year, Mexico City for a year, and now Medellin, Colombia. It's just been a few months, and yeah, it'll be a few more months more. I'm enjoying it. It's a good spot. I'm really learning. My Spanish is rapidly improving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, Colombia and Mexico both. Is there a difference in terms of like, I don't want, because I wouldn't understand because I don't speak the language, but different words, different accents, or how
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. I mean, they definitely have unique words that they use for different situations and stuff. And I would say the accent, there's certain areas of Mexico that the accent is clear. They speak slowly. Mexico City, I didn't really find that the case. It was very quick. And also Mexico City, there's a much higher level of English than here in Colombia. So in Mexico City, I got away with speaking English a bit, even if I didn't want to. Like if I was in an area, someone might just speak to me, like the server or the store attendant might just start speaking to me in English. Here, that's not the case, and it's actually not impossible, but it's more rare to find an English speaker here. So I found that I have to really, it's actually, it's really good for me that, I'm having to use Spanish way more in my day to day. It's what I want to be doing. And their accent here, they do speak a bit slower, and their accent's a bit more clear.
And when the first time you had occasion to travel and stay long time was when you taught English in Vietnam, right?
So when I was a student, I lived in the Netherlands for 6 months. So that was like my very first experience with it, and that's what made me want to keep doing it. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember because that was a big game changer for you, right? Living
Yeah.
in
Yeah, the Netherlands, that was probably the biggest game changer, right? Because that I decided I didn't want to be a lawyer anymore, that I wanted to find a way to travel the world and live in different places. Huge confidence boosts, things like that. So that was my first, and then following up, had to go back, finish school, did a year of work to save up some money, and then bought a one-way ticket to Vietnam to teach English. Yeah.
yeah. That was it. I remember now. It was your lack of self-confidence.
Yeah. No, I
That's
definitely,
what got
yeah,
cured. That's what got cured
yeah,
with your first experience in Netherlands. And
yep,
then you thought, wow, the more that I travel, the better I feel about myself. So keep
yeah,
traveling, right? So
yeah,
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 it's amazing. I mean, for anybody who has that kind of because this is a common problem. People were never certain about what we can do. And this is so traveling is so how do you pick where you're gonna go next?
yeah. So, I've had a list for a while. Since I got to Vietnam, and then like I started dreaming more of being like, having my own online business and stuff. Um, I knew I wanted to be in Vietnam for a while. Thailand, Mexico, Colombia is actually the last place that I've like that's been on my list. And from here, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But yeah, just like, just I watch a lot of travel YouTube, so like finding places that I find interesting from travel YouTubers, places where there is like a community of people that, foreigners going to work online. So, obviously Thailand is one of the number one places for that. So that was an easy, be on the beach. That was an easy choice. Mexico City is also another like kind of conglomerate of people working online and, living there. And yeah, Medellin was as well. So there's kind of there's a lot of information, right? Okay, where's the best cafes? Where's the best co-working spaces? Like,
Yeah.
other people that are doing the same thing kind of have done it before, and it's easier. Of course, you need to know that you're going to have a good internet connection, things like that, and just places that so there's all that, but then also just kind of like a feeling in my gut that's pulling me to certain places. So, from here, um, I'm thinking about maybe going to Buenos Aires, but also, since I've kind of ticked off the bucket list of places I want to live, I might just go back to the places I know I like. So go back to Mexico City, go back to Thailand, go back to Vietnam. So we'll see.
Well, I have a suggestion for you. It may be, I mean, along the lines of the places you live. To me, it's a natural. I'm surprised you didn't think about it. I'm sure you did, but maybe it didn't. Bali, Indonesia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I would definitely I would consider it. It's very it's very kind of overrun by people now that are doing this. And so like yeah, the prices have gone up, and it's just
Um,
but I think it depends on where you go in Bali, right? There's kind of like the digital nomad haven of Canggu that's kind of overrun a little bit now.
yes.
So yeah,
Well,
but I would consider it. It's definitely not a no.
it's definitely a fun way to live.